Welcome to the 179th Hootenanny here at Dornan's. We have a very full house, also a full roster of entertainers tonight, and some very good ones. I think you'll enjoy the evening. A couple of announcements. The first is, please, no smoking in here for the rest of the evening. It's hot enough. And the other thing is that, as you are aware, they've turned away a lot of people from being able to get in here this evening. If you leave, please tell Bob at the door, or whoever is door tending, but please tell them that you won't be coming back so they can let someone else come in. We are going to do the first round with each of the entertainers doing 2 songs tonight. Then we're going to take a break. And then we have a featured set, and that is Laurie Maracle and John Seidel. John you see here fairly often. Laurie will be her 3rd time here at the Hootenanny. And after that, then we will do a second round of 1 song from each of the entertainers. Usually, when we're here, my cohort, Bill Briggs, always starts the evening out. But Bill he had another gig tonight. He's one of those few lucky musicians who's actually getting paid for singing tonight. So Bill is not here. We also want to invite all the newcomers and say welcome. If you haven't been to the Hoots before, why, we have a lot of fun here. We have a lot of good music. But we also want to invite everyone to join us in the Dornan tradition of please not talking while the performers are on the stage, since this is acoustic music. It's folk music, it's listening type music. And if you listen, I'm sure you will enjoy the evening. So in Bill Briggs's place, we're going to start off with a fellow. This is his 10th time here with us. He's been coming up to the Hoots occasionally for about the last year. This is John Stanotellus.
All right. I know, I suppose everybody thought I was George Strait, but check it out. I've been practicing this. Do I look like that? There's an advertisement in the Western Horseman, and he's doing that. You know, he's kind of... Do I look like that? All right. This is a Dwight Yoakam tune, and this is Tucker Smith, a good friend of mine, and these guys have made me feel really welcome here, and I really appreciate it. And we're going to do a Dwight Yoakam tune named Lonesome Roads. When I go wrong, you know I never a clue. I must have just been born no good, 'cause bad's the best that I can do. Was it just my fate in life to end up here this way? Lost and all alone. One more black lamb that's gone astray. Lonesome road, the only kind really kind. Okay, I'd like to introduce a couple other fellas. We're going to do a Hank Williams tune called Tearing My Beer. And it's Hank and Pete here. These guys are wild. There's a tear in my beer, 'cause I'm crying for you, dear. You're on my lonely mind. Into these last 9 beers, I've shed a million tears. You're on my lonely mind. I'm gonna keep on sitting here until I'm petrified. And then maybe these tears will leave my eyes. There's a tear in my beer, 'cause I'm crying for you, dear. You're on my lonely mind. Last night I walked the floor, and the night before, you were on my lonely mind. It seems my life is through, and I'm so doggone blue. You were on my lonely mind. I'm gonna keep on sitting here until I can't move a toe. And then maybe my heart will hurt me so. There's a tear in my beer, 'cause I'm crying for you, dear. You're on my lonely mind. Thank you. These guys are so good.
That was John Stamatellis, Hank Phibbs, and Pete Carney. All right, the next musician is someone who's been with us quite a few times. This will be his 74th appearance here at the Hootenanny. He runs the Teton Valley Ranch Kids Ranch program. Doesn't get over here too often in the summers because he's pretty busy over there. We're glad to have him tonight. This is Matt Montaigne.
And I've invited some friends up, Hank Phibbs and Tucker Smith, and we're gonna do just kind of a fun instrumental. Start things off here, a song called Liberty. Are you ready? You ready to tune? It's colder where we tune up the instruments, and then it gets warm here, and everything goes. You do that well. Yeah. Thank you. That was Liberty with Tucker Smith and Hank Phipps. You'll see quite a bit more of them. And now I'd like to invite up a fellow who comes about once a year, Dick Flaherty. He runs the lapidary program out at the ranch, and he made this beautiful bow tie out of stone. Can you believe that? How about that? And we're gonna do a kind of a fun sing-along song, the Wabash Cannonball, and some of you may know the chorus, and if you know it, jump right in, and if you don't know it, jump right in. We'll just have fun with it, see what happens, okay? Just a sec. Okay.
It's there somewhere. From the great Atlantic Ocean to the wide Pacific shore, from sunny California to icebound Labrador, she's long and tall and handsome, quite well known by all. She's the perfect combination, called the Wabash Cannonball. I listen to the jingle, the rumble, and the roar as she glides along the woodlands, through the hills and by the shore. Hear the mighty rush of the engine, hear the lonesome hobo scold, while traveling across the country on the Wabash Cannonball. It's about time.
Thanks, Judy. The eastern states are dandy, most people always say. From New York to St. Louis and oh, Chicago, by the way. From the hills of Minnesota where the rippling waters fall, no changes need be taken on the Wabash Cannonball.
Listen to the jingle, the rumble, and the roar as she glides along the woodlands, through the hills and by the shore. Hear the mighty rush of the engine, hear the lonesome hobo's call, while traveling across the country on the Wabash Cannonball. This train, she runs to Memphis, Mattoon, and Mexico. She rolls through East St. Louis, and she never does it slow. As she flies through Colorado, she gives an awful squall. They know her by her whistle, she's the Wabash Cannonball. So listen to the jingle, the rumble, and the roar as she glides along the woodlands, through the hills and by the shore. Hear the mighty rush of the engine, hear the lonesome hobo's call, while traveling across the country on the Wabash Cannonball.
That was the instrumental. Well, I went down to Birmingham on a cold December day. As the train pulled into the station, you could hear those people say, there's a boy from North Carolina, he's long and he's tall. He came on down to Pick-a-Satoon, he rode the Wabash Cannonball.
Everybody, listen to the jingle, the rumble, and the roar as she glides along the woodlands, through the hills and by the shore. Hear the mighty rush of the engine, hear the lonesome hobo's call, while traveling across the country on the Wabash Cannonball. Here's the Daddy Claxton, may his name forever stand, and may he be remembered by the boats throughout the land. His earthly days are over, and the curtains round him fall. We'll carry him home to victory on the Wabash Cannonball. Last time, listen to the jingle, the rumble, and the roar as she glides along the woodlands, through the hills and by the shore. Hear the mighty rush of the engine, hear the lonesome hobo's call, while traveling across the country on the Wabash Cannonball.
Yeah. And playing the whistle is my wife Judy.
The inimitable. Whoa, is this hot? Watch out for the mic, Pete. The inimitable Matt Montaigne. If I speak softly and stand back, it won't bite me, right? Next, talk about inimitable. It's actually physically impossible for Tucker Smith's fingers to do what they do, but they do. So, here he is, Tucker Smith.
Thanks. You just have to buy guitars that have lots of notes inside them. You have to, it's hard to pick them out, but you go to a big music store that has them all hanging there and play them along.
Down and along those road, baby. Where I'm bound, I can't tell. Adios is just too good a word, baby. I just bid you farewell. I don't need to tell you that you've been unkind. You've been eating up my valuable time. You're the reason this old boy don't walk the line. Don't think twice, it's alright.
We're gonna do an unprecedented thing here at the Hootenanny. I'm gonna play with this fiddle player that I met out in the parking lot, and I think are you 15 or 17? 15. His name is Ian Warrington, and the inimitable and ubiquitous John Carney is going to back us up on the guitar here. And we have to play from the kitchen because Ian can't come in the store.
Try it? Yeah. Okay. Get it for you. This is true. Don't point the mic at the speaker. Yeah, I'll try it. Stupid.
Yeah, I know.
Warrington.
That was Tucker Smith and Ian Warrington, and you'll be hearing more from him. You may be aware that the Wyoming legislature has passed a law that says children can come into restaurants/bars if they're with their parents. Now, you can rightly understand that Dornan's doesn't want to open a can of worms here by having to deal with transient teenagers all summer long who are not supervised by their parents, but it may be possible when the season settles down. Yeah, you can bring kids into bars now, John.
Only if they're as good as Ian.
John Seidel's sitting up here with his jaw like, it's true. The Wyoming legislature has moments of wisdom. Their absolute best moment was back when 55 was 55 everywhere. You had to go 55 on the interstates. The Wyoming legislature came up with an idea. They were going to pass a law to make the Wyoming statute mile 6,000 and some odd feet. No kidding, they really were. The effect was going to be that while you were going 55 in Wyoming, you'd actually be going 65. And what stopped them was the United States Department of Transportation threatened to withhold all highway funds from the state if they did that. So the Wyoming legislature has its moments. Our next singer needs no introduction. I'm just going to say, here he is, Patrick Troiani, the voice.
Who is that? Who is that?
I think that unique performance from the kitchen entrance should deserve another applause. Along with, what's your name, young man?
Ian.
Ian. Excellent. This is David Long. You know him. We're going to try a couple songs together. The first one here is one of the prettiest duets that I've ever heard, in my opinion. But since I have no singer to duet with, I'm going to do it with David. So.
Whoa, now wait a minute.
On the mandolin.
Yeah.
You might recognize this. If I fell in love with you, would you promise to be true and help me understand? 'Cause I've been in love before, and I found that love was more than just holding hands. If I give my heart to you, I must be sure from the very start that you will love me more than her. If I trust in you, oh please don't run and hide. If I love you too, oh please don't hurt my pride like her. 'Cause I couldn't stand the pain, and I would be sad if I knew if I fell in love with you.
Thank you. Where are you going? You gotta stay here. Thank you very much. Here is this thing. Where put the, oh, here it is. Okay. Do I sense presidential apprehension in here tonight?
Long gone.
This is the key to this beat.
Thank you.
Yeah, but we're gonna get a chance. So it's just me and you. Okay. This is a song that I wrote. This is called "My Love Sleeps Tonight." After David told me. And after I get this right.
Way over across the river, in a little log cabin, the burning light. Way over across the river, my love, she sleeps tonight. Sleeps silent like an angel, clutching on her pillow. In her lonely dream she smiles, sleeps silent like an angel, with beauty, grace, and style. I doubt if she would want me, for I heard her so long ago when I didn't care. I doubt if she would want me. The pain is always there. And had I not been so foolish, I'd be sleeping with that lovely woman and had I not been so foolish. Now I'm a lonely child. Wish I could be there in the morning when she wakes up to the world and wipes the night from her eyes. Wish I could be there in the morning to hold her hand in mine. Way over across the river, in a little log cabin with a burning light. Way over across the river,
Patrick Troiani, the voice, and David Long. Next, we actually have a bonus because Buffalo Grass thought this was their last week, but that's because they failed arithmetic. Today's the 12th, next Monday's the 19th, and they're leaving on the 20th, so we get to have them next Monday too. And here they are this Monday.
Thank you very much. We are Buffalo Grass, and we would like to sing you a song about a buffalo.
Oh, give me a home where the buffalo roam, where the deer and the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day. Close your eyes and I'll kiss you tomorrow. I'll miss you. Remember, I'll always be true. And then while I'm away, I'll ride home every day and I'll send all my loving to you. I'll pretend that I'm kissing the lips I am missing and hope that my dreams will come true. And then while I'm away, I'll ride home every day and I'll send all my loving to you. All my loving I will send to you. All my loving, darling, I'll be true. All my loving I will send to you. All my loving, darling, I'll be true. Close your eyes and I'll kiss you tomorrow. I'll miss you. Remember, I'll always be true. And then while I'm away, I'll ride home every day and I'll send all my loving to you. All my loving I will send to you. All my loving, darling, I'll be true. All my loving I will send to you. All my loving, darling, I'll be true. All my loving I will send to you. All my loving, darling, I'll be true. All my loving I will send to you. All my loving, darling, I'll be true.
We certainly hate to say farewell after next week, but we said farewell this week to a local inhabitant up at the Elk Ranch, which the Park Service began to call the Mac Elk Ranch. He was Grizz number 209, and I think before they hauled him off, and not to a zoo, he took down 12 or 14 cats. But things have not been nearly as exciting at the old Wolf Ranchero or the Elk Ranch or whatever. But we were sitting around the other night and we put together this little tune in his honor. This is called Goodbye 209. It's not too sad. It's not too happy.
Somebody's eyebrows.
Buffalo Grass, ladies and gentlemen. Truly wonderful music. My name is Hank Phibbs, and I have the privilege with John Cook of assisting Dick Barker this evening. And it gives me great pleasure to introduce somebody who tells a wonderful story and sings a great song. Gary Smith.
Thank you. I'm going to get the Buffalo Grass up here. Give me a hand. I think. Is Jerome around?
Jerome.
Jerome, you back there?
Jerome. We didn't know anything about this, Jerome and I did until just a second ago.
Oh, Jack did.
Well, Jack didn't tell us.
Sorry. There's a little tune called John Henry Jr. Well, John Henry Jr. was nothing like his dad. Never worked a day in his life. His daddy made a living shooting steel in the ground, but Junior made his living shooting dice. Lord, Lord, Junior made his living shooting dice. Well, John Henry Jr., he had a pretty woman knelt down with him on the floor. Sing Jolie picks a cotton near the forks of the branch. Every time John Jr. rolled a four, Lord, Lord. Time John Jr. rolled a four. Well, John Henry Jr. was gambling with the boys. Stakes was running mighty high. But somebody called him with a pair of crooked dice. Said, give us back our money before you die, Lord, Lord. Give us back our money before you die. Well, John Henry Jr., he scooped up the pot. He headed straight for the door. But somebody called him with a switchblade knife. Junior, he don't gamble no more, Lord, Lord. Junior, he don't gamble no more. Well, I carried the news to John Jr.'s wife. She's hanging out clothes on the line. Well, she shook her head and said, well, looking mighty sad. You can't roll a seven every time, Lord, Lord. You can't roll a seven every time. Well, I carried John Jr. to the railroad grade. Laid him in the sand by his dad. They put a stone between them and they wrote these words. Here lies the good and the bad, Lord, Lord. Here lies the good and the bad. Got to bring up a guitar. I'd sure like that. I'd like to see that chair. We were practicing there. You want to know if I want to do it in C? I said, no, I want that seat. This is called Nellie Kane. As a young man, I went riding out in the western plain. State of North Dakota, I met my Nellie Kane. I met my Nellie Kane. She was living alone in a cabin with a son by another man. 5 years she'd waited for him as long as a woman can. Long as a woman can. I don't know what changed my mind. Until then, I was a rambling kind of love I can't explain that I had for Nellie King. Well, she took me on to work that day to help her till the land. In the afternoon we planted seeds, in the evening we held hands. In the evening we held hands. Well, her blue eyes told me everything that a man would want to know. It was then and there I realized that I would never go. I would never go. I don't know what changed my mind. Until then, I was a rambling kind of love I can't explain that I had for Nellie King. Thank you. This is a song that Jerry Reed did come up with this year. It's kind of funny, if I can get through it. 2 songs to make? That's it then. Thank you.
Thank you, Gary. Your next performer is an accomplished and literate singer and writer with a wonderful voice and quite a wry sense of humor. Would you please make welcome John Cook?
Okay. One morning in May, I spied a fair couple making their way. And one was a maiden so bright and so fair, the other was a soldier and a brave volunteer. Good morning, good morning, good morning, said he. Oh, where are you going, my pretty lady? Oh, I'm a-going to the banks of the spring for to see the waters gliding, hear the nightingale sing. Well, they had not been standing but a minute or two. And out from his knapsack a fiddle he drew. And the tune that he played made the valleys all ring. You could see the waters gliding, hear the nightingale sing. Pretty lady, it's time to give all. Oh no, pretty soldier, just play 1, 2 more. Or I'd rather hear you fiddle or the touch of one string than to see the waters gliding, hear the nightingale sing. Pretty soldier, will you marry me? Oh no, pretty lady, that never can be.
plenty for me. Well, I'll go back to old London and I'll stay there 1 year. And often I'll think of you, my little dear. And when I return, it will be in the spring, for to see the waters gliding, hear the nightingale sing. One morning in May, I spied a fair couple making their way. And one was a maiden so bright and so fair, the other was a soldier and a brave volunteer.
I'm going to get 2/3 of Buffalo Grass up here to help me out on this. It's a bluegrass tune. Hey. Warmed up yet, Karen?
Yeah.
I've done it alone, but it's more fun when you do it together. You say that about a lot of things, couldn't you? It's called When the Cactus is in Bloom.
Oh, the cattle prowl and the coyotes howl out on that great divide. I never done no wrong, just singing my song as down the trail I ride. Rattlesnakes rattle at the prairie dog, you can hear that mournful tune. When it's roundup time away out west, when the cactus is in bloom. Daylight comes and the cowhands yell, they call out every man. Throw my saddle on my old cow horse and drink my coffee from a can. The sun goes down on the cattle trail and I'm gazing at the moon. It's roundup time away out west when the cactus is in bloom. Idly-o-lay, idly-o-lay, o-lay, lay-dee-o-lay.
Sorry, Dave.
We never have bad weather, it never snows or rains. That is where the sun shines best, out on the western plains. Some of the boys have gone away, but they will be back soon. It's roundup time way out west when the cactus is in bloom. Daylight comes and the cowhands yell, they call out every man. Throw my saddle on my old cow horse and drink my coffee from a can. The sun goes down on the cattle trail and I'm gazing at the moon. It's roundup time way out west when the cactus is in bloom. Idly-o-lay, idly-o-lay, o-lay, lay-dee-o-lay.
He plays the banjo so good.
Comes and the cowhands yell, they call out every man. Throw my saddle on my old cow horse and drink my coffee from a can. The sun goes down on the cattle trail and I'm gazing at the moon. It's roundup time way out west when the cactus is in bloom. Idly-o-lay,
Adley-o-lay, o-lay, lady-o-lady-day.
Thank you. Buffalo Bill.
Thank you, John, and Buffalo Grass. Our next performer may have some of the same attractive bass players and amazing banjo players playing with him, or so I understand. He's pretty amazing in his own right. Would you please make welcome Eric Moore? Eric?
Thank you. Thank you. Dave and Jack are going to join me on a song here. Well, about 4 years ago when we were all getting to know Mr. Bill Clinton, I think it came out that he was quite an Elvis fan, so I worked this tune up, but he ain't here. Well, just in case. We're in D, boys. D.
She's mine, all mine, 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 mine. Train I ride, 16 coaches long. Train I ride, 16 coaches long. Well, that long black train took my baby and gone. Some Jack. Moving down the line. Bringing my baby, 'cause she's mine all night, all day.
my baby and she gone. Thanks, boys. Well, I guess I'm not too surprised that he didn't show up. After all, he is surrounded by hundreds of Secret Service and guards and all that. It's a wonder he gets out at all anymore. He and I have a lot in common. It's a Duke Ellington song. It was actually a clever lead-in to this song. Missed the Saturday days, heard the crowd at the floor, couldn't bear it without you, don't get around much anymore. Heard the crowd at the club, got as far as the door, they'd have asked me about you, don't get around much anymore. Well now, darling, I guess that my mind's more at ease, but nevertheless, oh, I stir up memories. I've been invited on dates. I could have gone, but what for? They'd have asked me about you. They went around much anymore. What for? They would have asked me about you. Don't get around much anymore. Don't get around much anymore. Don't get around much anymore. They'd have asked me about you. Don't get around much anymore.
Jack 6, okay. I will, if we could, excuse me, if we could still the outburst of conversation that is happening between tunes, it would help us move along briskly, which we're trying to do because we have a really nice featured set here. There will be a break, at which time you can outburst in all the conversation that you'd like to. And in the meantime, we do ask you to join us and to remember to join us in the Dornan's tradition of not talking while the musicians are on stage. We're always lucky to have this next fellow come along and sing for us because he is in what I think of as the grand tradition of folk balladeers of an earlier time that he is carrying with vim and vigor into our own time and doing it really well. Please welcome Jack Hyler.
Well, when we thought the president might be here, I thought he ought to be educated if he came. So I was going to do a little educating, and you're going to get it, the full load. Probably the best known cowboy song, not my favorite, except historically. Probably the best known of all cowboy songs is Come Along Boys and Listen to My Tale, I'll tell you my troubles on the old Chisholm Trail. Come-a-tie-ya, yippee-yippee-yi, yippee-yay, come-a-tie-ya, yippee-yippee-yay. Well, a year or so ago, when I gave this same patter here, as near as I can remember, I got interested in the background of the Chisholm Trail. And I found out that there was a half-breed, white Cherokee half-breed, named Jesse Chisholm, who had a trading wagon, and he beat this trail up to Abilene, Kansas, from Texas. And of course, as they began driving the cattle up, it became like a river, little streams, the cattle from the various ranches and ranges pouring into the main trunk, or the main river, of the Chisholm Trail. And the Chisholm Trail only lasted from 1867 to 1895, 28 years. And even though you heard this, some of you once before, you couldn't, with your wildest guess how many cattle came up that trail in those 28 years. We know because the railroads kept records. Make a guess.
8 million.
8 million, come on. Yeah, come on. More than 20 million. It's amazing. 98,350,000 cattle. And this is a surprise too. 10,800,000 horses. Of course, I never thought about it. The cowboys each needed a cavvy, each needed a string as they drove the herd up, but they only wanted 1 or 2 to go back. So they shipped the others. And incidentally, it all averaged out at $4.24 a pound. I'm sorry, $4.24 a critter.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I also went on to find out a little about these trail herds. The ideal sized trail herd was considered to be 2,500. They had roughly a cowboy for every 200. The biggest herd ever to go up the Chisholm Trail was 57,000, trailed up by a man named Blocker, and he had 1,800 horses along with it for the cowboys. They must have had about 200 cowboys. I mean, just an amazing thing. Now, the movies, I find, are wrong. Even Lonesome Dove is wrong. When it showed that herd going along and the point man riding in front of the lead critter. He didn't do that. They had an old steer or maybe 2 steers that went in the front. They were kind of dominant steers. And the point riders were 2, and they rode back maybe 12 or 15 animals. They could still turn them. And they would, when they got to Abilene or wherever they were going, the shipping point, they didn't sell those 2 steers. They brought them back to do it again, and some of them made that trip many times. Now, so the point, the actual point were the couple of steers, then the point riders, then the swing riders, then the flankers, and finally the drag. Depending on the size of the herd, of course, the number of the riders. But the riders, in effect, rode backwards all the way from Texas to Kansas because the problem was the cattle always wanted to spread. So the swing riders would ride right up next to the point riders and then start riding back down the herd, squeezing them in until they met the next pair of riders, and then they'd swing way out back to their positions again and ride backwards, squeezing them in. Now, I never knew that. That's not what they do in the movies. Another thing I learned was that they'd hit, the cattle would be up at dawn, of course, then they'd try to hit the trail about 7. By 11, the cattle were hungry again. So they let them spread out and feed. And that's when the cowboys had their dinner. Their big meal was the middle of the day because the cattle were easier to watch than at night. Then they'd hit the trail again about 1 o'clock, and about 6 o'clock, the cattle would be hungry again. So they'd let them feed. And then they'd move them to what they called the bed ground, which was a place they felt they could probably hold them better than other places. And the cowboys, of course, would start riding around them, singing. And when they were more and more successful, more and more cattle lay down. And then as it got dark, of course, they kept this riding all night, the night herds. And they kept up the singing because they didn't want to come around the bush or something and startle one of those animals and start a stampede. Those critters were pretty wild. And so they sang. And that's why so many of the cowboy songs are very, very long. And in the case of the Chisholm Trail, John Lomax Betamax records a man who knew 143 stanzas. Well, I'm not going to sing 143 stanzas. In fact, I'm only going to sing very few. But it was sort of an unwritten rule that any cowboy on the Chisholm Trail had to write a stanza, a verse. So that's why there's so many. They're untold numbers. You'll all know some of them. Let's see if I forgot anything I really wanted to say. I want you all to join in the chorus. They're just a rhyme couplet, and then this. Come a tie, yippee, 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 yay. Come a tie, yippee, yippee, yay. That's all there is to it. Come along, boys, and listen to my tale. I'll tell you my troubles on the old Chisholm Trail. Come a tie, yippee, 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 yay. Come a tie, yippee, yippee, yay. Started up the trail October 23rd. Started up the trail with the two you heard. Come a tie, yippee, 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 yay. Come a tie, yippee, yippee, yay. $20 horse and a $40 saddle. I'm going punching Texas cattle. Come a tie, yippee, 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 yay. Come a tie, yippee, yippee, yay. I'm up in the morning before daylight. Before I sleep, the moon shines bright. Come a tie, yippee, 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 yay. Come a tie, yippee, yippee, yay. With a seat in the saddle and my hand on the horn. I'm the best damn cowboy ever was born. Come a tie, yippee, 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 yay. Come a tie, yippee, yippee, yay. My horse rode me off in a creek called Mud. My horse rode me off around the two you heard. Come a tie, yippee, 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 yay. Come a tie, yippee, yippee, yay. Last time I see him, he was running across the creek. He was running across the level, bucking and kicking and bellowing like the devil. Come a tie, yippee, 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 yay. Come a tie, yippee, yippee, yay. Old Ben Boat was a damn good boss, but he'd go to see the gals on a sore-backed horse. Come a tie, yippee, 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 yay. Yippee, yippee, yay. We hit Abilene, we hit her on the fly, with the herds bedded down in the hills close by. Come a tie, yippee, 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 yay. Tie, yippee, yippee, yay. I went to the boss to draw my roll. He had me figured out $20 in the hole. Come a tie, yippee, 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 yay. Come a tie, yippee, yippee, yay. Anybody want to add a verse? Anybody? All right, then we'll quit with that. But just remember, 98,350,000 cattle. Whew. We had as close to a domestic quarrel as Margaret and I have ever had in 54 years here for the last half hour over which song would be next. But Dick Barker settled it all by asking us to save the debatable song till the single set afterwards. So I have to figure out something to fill in, and I'm going to do this one, which is an old song from the 16th century. And it's about a ship called the Golden Vanity, and Dick sings it too, a little different version. When I first met the song, it was about a ship called the Golden Willow Tree, which sailed out of Charleston Harbor against the Turks. But as I traced it back, and I did all of this in college, I did my thesis on folk songs, so that's what all this tracing back was about. And I traced this back to a ship called the Golden Vanity that sailed with Sir Francis Drake. And this song was a broadside, really, which was the revenge of these sailors against the captain. And I bet he hated to hear it. As dawn came over the cold North Sea, there lay at anchor the Golden Vanity. As she lay in the lowlands, lonesome alone, lay in the lowlands alone. As dawn came over the cold North Sea, there came upon them the Spanish reveille. As she lay in the lowlands, lonesome alone, lay in the lowlands alone. Then up spoke the captain and said, "What shall we do? We cannot flee them, so swift will they pursue. And they'll sink us in the lowlands, lonesome alone, sink us in the lowlands alone." Then up spoke the cabin boy, said, "What will you give me if I send her to the bottom of the cold North Sea? If I sink her in the lowlands, lonesome alone, sink her in the lowlands alone. Oh, I'll give you gold and I'll make you free, and my eldest daughter
your wedded wife will be. If you'll sink her in the lowlands, lonesome alone, sink her in the lowlands alone. So he swam through the water with tools made to fit, and he bored 9 holes in the bottom of that ship. And he sank her in the lowlands, lonesome alone, sank her in the lowlands alone. Oh Captain, be a man of your word. Throw me a rope and take me on board. For I've sunk her in the lowlands, lonesome alone, sunk her in the lowlands alone. Oh, I won't give you gold and I won't make you free, and my eldest daughter your wedded wife won't be. Though you've sunk her in the lowlands, lonesome alone, sunk her in the lowlands alone. So he threw up his hands, and a prayer breathed he, and he sank to the bottom of the cold North Sea. And his ghost haunts the lowlands, lonesome alone. His ghost haunts the lowlands alone.
Thank you.
Jack Hyler. Now, our next act is something completely different. You've heard of the Everly Brothers. You've heard of the Stanley Brothers. You've heard of the Osborne Brothers. These, if you're a bluegrass fan particularly, you know that nobody can sing like brothers and sisters. And have we got a pair of brothers for you? They sing the sweetest, most dulcet, rippling melodies and harmonies. And they're here now to entertain you with their unparalleled melodic sense. Please give them your full and dignified and reverent attention. John and Pete Carney.
I don't think he was talking about us. Well, you know, we thought we might actually have to do some kind of highbrow songs here tonight because we heard an important person was going to maybe be here. And so we prepared a couple of very calm and proper songs. But we're not going to play those. And then we thought we'd do a couple of, love ballad songs. I don't know. I don't know if we really know too many of those, Jack. But we have a song here that I think brings us to new levels of humanity here. And
it's a John Carney original too.
Well, yeah, I did it, and I have to give credit to someone else who helped me write the song, but he's not here tonight, so this is for us. And I'm embarrassed to say, I see somebody, Joanna Giesick is here from the Teton Music Festival, and Joanna, apologies what you're about to hear. You know, we actually play string quartets at home and, really meaningful music. But tonight, we're gonna do this. Actually, what I need to do is, Joanna, I think I need a female to help out with tonight's song. And Joanne, would you like to come up and join us? Where is Joan? Okay.
What kind of a song?
You have a rap solo.
Okay, now this is Joanne Giesick. Do you all know this wonderful lady? She's responsible for the music festival. She's responsible for that highbrow. She's responsible for the highbrow music on the other side of the river. And we're going to keep now. Oh, I got to show you. This is your part. Now, we're going to sing this song. There's a song, and then in the middle, this is a spoken over. You don't have to sing. I don't even know if you like to sing, but you have to speak this over the tune of With Conviction. With conviction. And we're going to give you the microphone and everything. I thought you were so romantic in your turban. And you You remember the tune too? We don't know if Tucker knows how to play this. But... Okay, and actually, if you hold those words right there, in case I forget them, I wrote them a long time ago. Oh, John, you don't need Okay, no, you can have them. You just hold them. D minor, D minor. A minor. This sounds like an old Russian folk song, but you know. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3.
I had to eat my last bologna. I knew from the start you were a phony. You came from that island known as Coney. Yeah. Well, you told me that you were a mystic swami. You filled my aching soul with hot salami. I found out you used to be a commie. You beat my mommy. Was Tommy. Oh Lord, why must you torture me? Can't you see? Oh, can't you see? Oh Lord, why must you torture me? Can't you see? Oh, can't you see? That's the chorus. You can sing along. Next time it comes around. Well, now first you took my pregnant poodle, and then you made him senseless with the noodle. Left alone to sit and noodle. You beat my poodle with a spinach noodle. Oh Lord, why must you torture me? Can't you see? Oh, can't you see? Oh Lord, why must you torture me? Can't you see? Oh, can't you see? Bum, bum, bum. Anytime now.
I thought you were so romantic. You looked so suave and so suburban. That night we met in the market diner, you said you'd take me to Carolina to show me your streamliner. You ordered in French, but I didn't care. I dyed my hair. You broke both my knees. In a way, I was pleased.
Isn't that great? Hand for quiet. Take it up, Tucker. He's that klezmer band. Yeah, give me these words, yeah. I always forget those, yeah. Well, now I could not say goodbye, for I was arcing. The lovers in the double parking. The car was double parking, yeah. The lovers in the tree above were sparking. My dog was barking in lieu of barking. Well, now each morning I wake up filled with horror, for I know there'll never be a new tomorrow. The lunch meat that you gave me brings me sorrow. I'll have to borrow my cousin's pinto. Oh Lord, why must you torture me? Can't you see? Oh, can't you see? Oh Lord, why must you torture me? Can't you see? Oh, can't you see? We have really implicated the music festival in this. All right.
Thank you.
Imagine doing that to the English language.
I know, terrible thing.
A couple of Stanford graduates. You know?
It's always been sort of annoying to me because John and I basically get up and we do our Everly Brothers songs, we get off stage, we never talk, we never say anything, and then Jack gets to come up and talk about history and all this stuff. but this next song is an old Del Shannon tune, but we sort of changed it because of an incident that happened to me when I lived up in the mountains in Mexico.
with the Franciscan missionaries, and the guy said, "To get us pollo," and I said, "Of course I like chicken." He said, "Well, one of those ways, he put a dog after this chicken and chased him around the yard, and eventually we had great chicken. We had to cook it for a couple hours, but delicious." We based this version of a Del Shannon song on that incident.
This song, if you thought the last one was pushing the limits, wait till you see this. I'm going to turn around during the part that I find so incredibly embarrassing. Peter is going to do the solo. Okay?
You better sing.
Plus, I don't think we know the words to this, but has that ever stopped us before? Not a chance. Actually, we played this song for the president last year, and he really liked it. As I walked along, I think of the things we've done together when our hearts were young. And I think of you, I think of the things we've done together while our hearts were young. I'm a walking in the rain, tears are falling and I feel the pain, wishing you were here by me to end this misery. And I wonder, I wonder, come on, you can do this. She ran away, and I wonder where she will stay. My little runaway, run, 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 run away. Okay, here's the solo now. Here's the fine turn around. In the rain, tears are falling and I feel the pain, wishing you were here by me to end this misery. And I wonder, come on, help us now. I wonder, it's way up there. Why she went away, and I wonder where she will stay. My little runaway, run, 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 run away, run, 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 run away. How do we end this? Run, 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 run away.
John and Pete, thank you for your very quiet and deliberate songs. They are always wonderful to listen to, having fun and making wonderful music. The next person who's coming up to make some music for you is someone without whom these kinds of evenings would not be possible. In conjunction with all of the members of the Dornan family and all the folks who manage and operate this place, two people have made this wonderful evening possible. Bill Briggs and Dick Barker. Dick Barker is a storyteller, a great singer, and one hell of a steady guy, which is why we're all still up here. Dick, please make welcome Dick Barker.
Thank you very much. We are going to, at least I am, going to change the pace a bit. I had a request from a dear and close friend to do a particular song, and I did this about 3 weeks ago or so, but I'm going to do it again. This was a song I first heard back in the early 1950s. I learned it from the singing of Singin' Sam Higgins, who was a well-known folk singer here in the West. This song has been recorded several times. The first recording was in the late 50s, I believe, by Kerry Gilkison and the Easy Riders. And then in the, I guess around 1960 or 61 or so, by the Kingston Trio. and most recently was the title song of Ramblin' Jack Elliott on his Grammy Award-winning CD from last year. But this is the way I first heard it. This is called South Coast. Now the South Coast, the wild coast is lonely. You might win in a game at alone, but the lion still rules the barrancas, and a man there is always alone. My name is Juan Paulo de Castro. My father's a Spanish grandee, but I won my wife in a card game. To hell with those lords or the sea. I sat in a game at alone. I played with a man there named Juan. After I'd won all his money, he bet me his young daughter Dawn. I picked up the ace, I had won her. My heart, which was down at my feet, jumped up to my throat in a hurry. Like a young summer's day, she was sweet. He opened the door to the kitchen. He called her name with a curse. He said, take her, oh take her, you've won her. She's yours now for better or worse. Oh, the South Coast is a wild coast and lonely. You might win in a game at alone, but the lion still rules the barrancas, and a man there is always alone. Her arms had to tighten around me as we rode up the hills from the south. Not a word did I hear from her that day, nor a kiss from her pretty red mouth. We came to my cabin at twilight. The stars twinkled out on the coast. She soon loved the valley, the orchards, but I knew she loved me the most. That was a gay, happy winter. I carved on a cradle of pine by a fire in that neat little shanty. I sang with that gay wife of mine. Then I got hurt in a landslide with a crushed hip and twice broken bone. She saddled our pony like lightning, rode off in the night for alone. A lion screamed in the barrancas, buck bolted and fell on the slide. My young wife lay dead in the moonlight. My heart died that night with my bride. Oh, the South Coast is a wild coast and lonely. You might win in a game at alone, but the lion still rules the Broncos, and a man there is always alone. Well, a little change of pace. Now a Scotsman clad in kilts left the bar one evening fair, and one could tell by how he walked he'd drunk more than his share. He stumbled on until he could no longer keep his feet, then staggered off into the grass to sleep beside the street. And later on, two young and lovely girls just happened by, and one said to the other with a twinkle in her eye, "See yon sleeping Scotsman, so strong and handsome built, I wonder if it's true what they don't wear beneath their kilts." They crept up to the sleeping Scotsman as quiet as could be, lifted his kilt above his waist to see what they could see. And there, behold, for them to view beneath this Scottish skirt was nothing but what God had graced him with upon his birth. Well, they marveled for a moment, then one says, "We'd best be gone. Let's leave a present for our friend before we move along." So as a gift they tied a blue silk ribbon in a bow around the bonny star of this kilt to lift and show. Next morn he woke to nature's call and he stumbled toward the trees. Behind a bush he lifts his kilt and gawks at what he sees. Then in a startled voice he says to what's before his eyes, "My friend, I don't know where you been, but I see you won first prize." I don't know where you been, but I see you won first prize.
Co-founder Dick Barker. Our next performer is an old friend of mine. We owned separate Volvos together and went to the same college together, and played in the Club 47 in Cambridge together. There was a time when the word hootenanny had considerable currency during the folk boom, and in those days it didn't mean a nice gathering like this where we sign up on a list and play songs. It meant a big concert with a lot of folk stars, and we put hootenanny on it because maybe that'll get more people to come in. But Tom Rush and the Charles River Valley Boys, which was my old bluegrass band, did a number of those, and we always had fun because there was Tom at the top of the bill, and here he is, Tom Rush, to sing for us.
Whoa. Thank you very much. Got some tough acts to follow here. Mr. Barker, the Kearney brothers. I don't know. You guys, you touch people somewhere down deep. I'll tell you, there wasn't a dry seat in the house. That's a showbiz expression. Well, I'm sorry our fearless leader isn't here tonight, but you know he cut a deal today to buy out the Noranda mine site. He traded it for, I was told, $65 million worth of land, which, as I understand it, is some riverfront property he owns in Arkansas. That he has no use for any longer. So he's probably tired. This is a song, I haven't done this song in a long time, so be gentle. This is written by a friend of mine named Eddie Holstein, who's quite a case study himself. He's a fun guy. He's from Chicago, and every fall he goes east for his annual eating tour. And he flies into Washington, D.C., and he eats his way to Bangor, working his way up the coast like some giant cutworm. He's got his whole life planned. He's got his schedule of where he's going to eat 3 meals a day, sometimes 4, and what he's going to eat. And he does it. He gains 800 pounds and goes home. Anyway, he wrote this song. It's a great song called Jazz Man. It'll come, don't worry. You black-eyed sweet thing, sugars, won't you call me when I'm clean off the one-way juice? Honey, I'm a jazz man. Sunnyland blues, just off the streets and trying a trick or two, a trick or two, mama, a trick or two. Honey, I'm a jazz man trying a trick or two. You let me fly, give me your sweet, kind spirit to swing by. Honey, won't you call out your train time, 'cause I'm waiting on you for your one slow ride. One slow ride, mama, one slow ride. I need to know your train Hampshire's a weird state. John was talking about redefining the mile in Wyoming. Strange things happen in New Hampshire too. There was recently a court case where some students from Keene State College got busted for drug possession. A uniformed cop knocked on their door and they invited him in and offered him a joint. And the judge threw it out on the argument that they were too stoned to know what they were doing. It's pretty progressive. Anyway, this song has to do with our relationship with the wild, which is quite different out here than it is in New Hampshire. I'm accustomed to chipmunks in the garden, and I don't know what to do with bison. They don't make a have-a-heart trap that size. Anyway, I have over time developed an almost mystical rapport with the beasts, but that's another story. But we've had a song about grizzly bears up here. One of the things that's different here is the attitude toward coyotes. Among the old timers, at least, that the old timers will just reflexively shoot coyotes, but now there's all these Eastern liberal environmental guys moving in telling them they shouldn't do that because it upsets the balance of nature and stuff like that, and it drives them nuts. It upsets them deeply, and in my perception, at least, the coyote thing has become kind of a friction point between the old timers and the newcomers. And I don't know if you followed this in the paper, but a year or so ago, Gillette announced that they were going to hold what amounted to a coyote derby. It was a 5-day coyote shooting contest that they hoped would help put Gillette on the map, which it did. They got quite a bit of bad press about it, but nonetheless, they got about 100 guys to show up, armed to the teeth. These guys probably had 1,000 guns among them. The rifle racks had rifle racks, and they had the dog in the back of the pickup and the 8-track tape decks. I didn't know anybody had 8-track tape decks anymore. My theory is that maybe Gillette is where they go to die. Anyway, these guys went out and they blazed away for 5 days, and they had this award ceremony for the night of the last day where they were going to give out prizes for whoever got the most coyotes, and the biggest coyote and the coyote that looked best in a wet t-shirt. On and on and on. A lengthy list of awards to hand out, and the ceremony was somewhat dampened by the fact that these 100 guys with their 1,000 guns in 5 days collectively had managed to come up with 2 coyotes. Gillette recently announced that they would not be holding the 2nd annual coyote hunt. Anyway, I learned this off the jukebox over to Gillette. They have a place kind of like Dornan's over there. I was having lunch down to the Squat and Gobble. Big smile, Bob, big smile. And this song was on the jukebox there when I was having lunch, and I learned it. The song, I had to look this up in the dictionary. The song is a paean, P-A-E-A-N, a song of praise or exultation. And the tune is titled A Cowboy's Paean on a Coyote. We're going out, shoot yourself some coyotes. Makes a man feel good. Lord, it makes a man feel proud. Going out, shoot yourself some coyotes. One for mother, one for country, one for God. Are you with me so far? Well, if you're having having trouble with the truck or with the woman, or maybe them kids are screwing up in school. If the cows are acting smarter than the cowboy, you gotta show the world you ain't nobody's fool. How you gonna do that? Go on out and shoot yourself some coyotes. Yeehaw! Makes a man feel good. Lord, it makes a man feel proud. Go on out and shoot yourself some coyotes. One for mother, one for country, one for God. I got my 30-30 and my eyes are 20-20. I got my M16 and my trusty 44. I got my 1080 and my IQ's double digits. Boys, this is gonna be an all-out war. I got my field rations straight from old Jack Daniels. Hank Jr.'s on the 8-track in my 4x4. And I'd shoot 1,000 coyotes if I could just only find one. 'Cause boys, that's what God made coyotes for. Help me out here. Go on out and shoot yourself some coyotes. Makes a man feel good. Lord, it makes a man feel proud. Go on out and shoot yourself some coyotes. One for mother, one for country, one for God. My Jolie's. See, never mind them Eastern liberal environmental Democrat sissies. Vegetarians are just a passing fad. Just tip your hat and wish them via carny. Then you go on out and make them hobby and mad. Yes, go on out and shoot yourself some coyotes. Makes a man feel good. Lord, it makes a man feel proud. Go on out and shoot yourself some coyotes. One for mother, one for country, one for God.
Thank you, Tom Rush. Extraordinary performer. Our next performer, who does have a hard act to follow, is appearing for his 8th time. And he's carrying both a cup and a guitar. I'm not sure what all this portends, but Dick...
Spit.
Please make welcome to Dick Flaherty. Dick.
I've been running around backstage trying to find some other guys to come up here and back me up. But, you know, somebody has to follow Tom Rush. I like to do a song for you that was written by the Pittsburgh bard, a fellow named Bob Schmertz. Now, very few people know Bob Schmertz, unless you were active in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania during the 40s. Hey, hooray. And the 40s and the 50s. Bob was a professor of hydraulic engineering for Carnegie Tech. Used to write all the music for their musical productions. And he wrote this song about himself, I imagine, meeting St. Peter, and reminded me about the last St. Peter joke I heard, where St. Peter had his usual duty, sitting there enrolling people as they came in through up to the gates, you know, to be enrolled in heaven. And there was a plague, and boy, you know, he was up to here, and people just writing them in, and he finally just had about all he could take. And he went to the big oaken door behind him, and he knocked on the door, and he said, "Jesus, would you come out here and help me a while?" And Jesus, being very accommodating, came out and relieved St. Peter. And the first man who came up was a real old bedraggled guy in a long black ragged cloak, long beard. And Jesus said, "What can you tell me about your life on earth?" "Well, I was a carpenter, never slept with a woman, but they tell me I had a son." Jesus put down the pen and said, "Father?" And the man looked down at him and said, "Pinocchio?" song, I need a angelic choir, and you'll have to do. Men, I want to hear you do this. Sing an alleluia. Sing an alleluia. Sing an alleluia. Good. Now, ladies, sing an alleluia. Sing an alleluia. Sing an alleluia. Put it together. Sing an alleluia. Sing an alleluia. Beautiful. Sing an alleluia. I had a dream a while ago that the sweet chariot swung down low, carried me to the golden stairs. Old St. Peter was a-sitting there in an old hand-me-down rocking chair, singing hallelujah. Keep going, singing hallelujah. Singing hallelujah. St. Peter said, well, howdy, son, there's a rehearsal that's just begun. I'm glad to see you brought your lyre. Reminded you got my wire. For we need instruments for the choir. Singing hallelujah. Singing hallelujah. Singing hallelujah. I said, St. Peter, please relate why it's so easy to crash this gate. St. Peter said, I'll make it clear. It's mighty hard to get in here, but the boys tell me you play by ear. Singing hallelujah. Singing hallelujah. Singing hallelujah. And then I said, please tell me, Pete, will there be trouble at Judgment Seat? St. Peter said, in that regard, the Lord won't make it very hard if you'll just show him your union card. Singing hallelujah. Singing hallelujah. Singing hallelujah. St. Peter said, we'll have the choir just try you at second lyre. We'll fix you up with a pair of wings, an extra set of golden strings, and we'll have Gabriel show you things. Singing hallelujah. Singing hallelujah. Singing hallelujah. So there I was on Judgment morn, sitting by Gabriel with his horn. Gabriel said, just follow me. Don't you worry about the key, for we play everything right in C. Singing hallelujah. Singing hallelujah. Singing hallelujah. Then Gabriel began to blow, and the sweet chariot swung down low. The ones I loved came on the wing. Then the choir began to sing, and I woke up when I broke a string. Singing hallelujah. Singing hallelujah. Singing hallelujah. Well, thank you. When I read the autobiography, or the biography, I should say, of Huddie Ledbetter, better known, more popularly known as Leadbelly, I was corrected. I always had the vision of a guy who stood 10 feet tall practically. Huddy was a short man. He was only 5'6", but he had a barrel chest and really could sing and belt out the songs, and one that he belted out exceedingly well because it saved his life. He got pardoned from prison in that the warden liked the way he sang, and this song in particular. It's a song that he wrote when he was down in jail in Houston. The song had to do with the Midnight Special, and I'm sure all of you have heard it, so you're going to join me on the chorus. But the story, if you don't know the story behind the song, was that the prisoners believed that this midnight special that went past the prison, if the headlight shone on them while they were sleeping in their cell, they'd get they'd get a pardon before the year was up. And so that's what the story was behind the midnight special. Ready? Oh, let the midnight special shine her light on me. Let the midnight special shine her amber love and light on me. Well, if you ever go to Houston, man, you better walk right, and you better not stagger, and you better not fight, because the sheriff will arrest you. He's going to take you down. If the jury finds you guilty, you're penitentiary bound. Oh, let the midnight special shine her light on me. Oh, let the midnight special shine her amber love and light on me. Well, I wake up in the morning, you hear the ding-dong ring. You go march to the table, you see the same damn thing. Well, it's on the table, a knife, a fork, and a pen. If you say anything about it, you're in trouble with the man. Oh, let the midnight special shine her light on me. Let the midnight special shine her amber love and light on me. Well, yonder comes Miss Rosie. How in the world did you know? Well, I knew her by her apron and the dress she wore, umbrella on her shoulder, piece of paper in her hand. She's a-going to the governor, 'cause she wants her man. Oh, let the midnight special shine her light on me. Oh, let the midnight special shine her ever love and light, her ever love and light, her ever love and light on me.
That was Dick Flaherty, and that is the program for the first go-around. We're going to take a short break, and then we'll have another go-around. I do want to remind everybody, he is recently back from Nashville. Local fella who's really done well, a wonderful entertainer. And he will be here on September, giving concerts here at Dornan's, September 5th and 6th, Brent Moyer. They do have tickets at the bar. You might kind of reserve those nights as a very good evening of entertainment. We're going to take about, as I said, about 10, 12, 15-minute break, and we'll start up again. Thank you. Once again, I want to remind you that we do have a feature act right after the break. All right, we're going to get started with the second half of the evening. Thank you. I presume that some who were waiting outside got to finally get in. If so, welcome. We're glad to have you here. We've had a very good program, and we know that this second half is going to be equally good, especially because we have a featured set here that I know you'll enjoy. We ask but a few things, and the first is please no smoking in here for the rest of the evening. And the second thing is that since this is acoustic folk music, we invite everyone to join us in the Dornan tradition of please not talking while the performers are on the stage, so everyone can enjoy it. I also want to remind everyone that on September 5th and 6th, Brent Moyer will be having 2 nights here, giving concerts. And it's especially nice for me to be able to introduce our featured set. We have 2 people who have been in the folk music here in Jackson Hole for a very long time. Laurie Maracle was singing out at Teton Village in those early years, about, dare we count, 28 years ago or something like that? I think we figured it out that it was around the winter of 68, the winter 68, 69, and 69 and 70, that Laurie Pembarton at that time was performing out there at Teton Village, and at the same time on that second year, John Seidel was also singing out at Teton Village. Each were a part of a duo. And then, after many years of Laurie not being around here, she came back 2 years ago, teamed up with John Seidel. They were competing. One of them was at, I think, the Alpenhof, and the other one at the Sojourner or something like that, and in those days. And I forget who it was, Laurie and someone that she will tell you about, and John, and first it was Penny and then Henrietta, or vice versa. Anyway, they have been playing here now for the last, this is the 3rd time that they've been here together. Laurie is soon to be releasing a tape and CDs. John has been very active in entertaining around here in Jackson Hole, as I said, for a number of years. Has been with the Stagecoach Band, and also entertains on his own at several of the ranches. Please welcome Laurie and John.
They're still there. All right. So what are we doing?
All right.
I know what we're doing.
It's nice to be back here. We'll just start off with a piece here. Go.
1, 2.
Come on and walk right in, sit right down. Daddy, let your mind roll on. Walk right in, sit right down. Daddy, let your mind roll on. Everybody's talking about a new way of walking. You wanna lose your mind. Come on and walk right, sit right down. Daddy, let your mind roll on. Walk right in, sit right down. Daddy, let your hair hang down. Walk right, sit right down. Daddy, let your hair hang down. Everybody's talking about a new way of walking. But do you wanna lose your mind? Come on and walk right in, sit right down.
pulled a fast one on me.
I did.
Yes, you did. Change lyrics, that's okay.
Well, you know, you sit here and listen to the Carnley brothers play, and what can you do? Carnley brothers.
The next song we like to do is from Paint Your Wagon. I understand it's playing, right? Paint Your Wagon, downtown Jackson. So this is Mariah. And you may sing along if you like. This is for Linda and Alan. Way out here, they've got a name. Wind and rain and fire. The rain is Tess, the fire is Joe, and they call the wind Mariah. Mariah blows the stars around, sends those clouds a-flying. Mariah makes those mountains sound like folks was up there dying. Mariah, we call the wind Mariah. Before I knew Mariah's name, heard her wail and whining. I had a gal, and she had me, and the sun was always shining. Then one day I left my gal, I left her far behind me, and now I'm lost, so darn lost. Not even God can find me. Mariah, they call the wind Mariah. But here they've got a name for rain, for wind and fire only. When you're lost and all alone, there ain't no name but lonely. I'm a lost and lonely man, without a star to guide me. Mariah, blow my love to me. I need her here beside me. Mariah, they call the wind Mariah. Oh, blow my love to me. Well, there were a few others up here that were going to dedicate songs to the president, so was I. So I'm going to dedicate this to all of you here. This is a song that was, many of us in this room, I think, have probably gone through very much the same things in our lifetimes, like rock and roll and hip hugger and bell-bottom jeans and the Vietnam War, some pretty big happenings, the assassination of President Kennedy and Nixon's resignation, those kinds of interesting things. And all through this, back in the 60s, there was a wonderful songwriter, and his name was Leonard Cohen. And so I'd like to dedicate to all of you in this room who are my age and who might have been in Teton Village in the late 60s, early 70s. This is a song that's called Suzanne, and one of my favorites. So this is for all of you. Okay.
Suzanne takes you down to a place by the river. You can hear the boats go by. You can spend the night beside her, and you know that she's half crazy, and that's why you want to be there. And she brings you tea and oranges that come all the way from China. And just when you mean to tell her that you have no love to give her, she gets you on her wavelength and lets the river answer that you've always been her lover. And you want to travel with her, and you want to travel blind, and you know that you can trust her, for she's touched your perfect body with her mind. Jesus was a sailor when he walked upon the water. He spent a long time watching from the lonely wooden tower. And when he knew for certain only drowning men could see him, he said, all men shall be brothers now until the sea shall free them. But he himself was broken long before the sky would open. Forsaken, almost human, he sank beneath your wisdom like a stone. And you want to travel with him, and you want to travel wide, and you think maybe you'll trust him, for he's touched your perfect body with his mind. Suzanne takes you down to her place by the river. You can hear the boats go by. You can spend the night forever, and the sun pours down like honey on Her Lady of the Harbor, and she shows you where to look under the garbage and the flowers. There are heroes in the seaweed. There are children in the morning. They are running out for love, and they will lean that way forever, while Suzanne holds the mirror. And you want to travel with her, and you want to travel blind, and you know that you can trust her, for you've touched her perfect body with your mind. With
interestingly enough, I went down to the Wirt on Thursday night and sang at Ladies' Night. And anyone can come out of the audience to sing. And I sang the next song that's coming up here. I think they were more interested in country western than folk, but it worked. I guess it was all right because there were a couple of people I could see them singing along with me with the words, and that made me feel quite good. So the next song, this one is called "The Water Is Wide," and James Taylor recorded this along with others. It's another favorite one too. And Dick mentioned the recording that I've made. I've entitled it Bloodstone because it's my birthstone. And John has helped me with the recording, so he's going to be playing backup, and Alan Clagy's going to be putting in some bass, and so it's going to be really good. Let me get my singing key here. And you're welcome to sing with me. I know some of you know it, some of you don't. Some of you weren't around here in the 60s and 70s. I can tell. You know it anyway. Okay.
They weren't even thought of in the 60s.
I lean my back against an oak, thinking it was a trusty tree, but first it bent and then it broke, just as my love proved false to me.
those sentimental songs.
Oh, those sentimental songs.
You forgot Pete Seeger. He did that too years ago on a big 12-string guitar. That's where I first heard that. Wonderful song. I've got to do a little maneuvering here, so tuning up, so why don't you tell them what's going on?
Bill's back.
Bill's back.
Yay! How'd it go? He's our only moneymaker here tonight. Bill Briggs.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Good to be here.
Okay, the next song, John's going to play one of his favorites here, so we'll get him tuned up. Boy, are there flies around you guys?
One of my new favorites.
There are a few up here. Whoosh.
No flies in there. Boy.
No flies around there.
If there's a sudden interruption of any song up here, it's probably because we've inhaled some sort of airborne beastie here. I'm going to raise this up so I can see the words. Make sure that I can sing this. This is a wonderful seafaring song by the late Stan Rogers, who marvelous songwriter and musician. I like this song. It has a great chorus to it. It makes you feel really good to sing this chorus. And so you should indulge me and indulge yourself and sing it. Now it's real easy. We're just going to do a sort of an echo part on the chorus. And the words are rise again. And just echo after me. The first one is rise again, rise again, rise again, rise again. It's easy. See, you've got it. Rise again, rise again, rise again, rise again. You've got it. And then if you like it farther along, after you've heard it a few times, the last line of the chorus, let the Mary Ellen Carter rise again. She went down last October in a pouring driving rain. The skipper ain't been drinking and the lady felt no pain. Too close to 3 Mile Rock and she was dealt her mortal blow. And Mary Ellen Carter settled low. There was just us 5 aboard her when she finally was awash. We worked like hell to save her, all heedless of the cost. And the groan she gave as she went down, it caused us to exclaim that the Mary Ellen Carter would rise again. Well, the owners wrote her off, not a nickel would they spend. She gave 20 years of service, then met her sorry end. But insurance paid the loss to us, so let her rest below. And they laughed at us and said we'd have to go. But we talked of her all winter, Sundays around the clock. She's worth $250,000 afloating at the dock. And with every jar that hit the bar, we swore we would remain and make Mary Ellen Carter rise again. Here it comes. Rise again. Rise again. May her name not be lost to the knowledge of men. Although she loved her best, and we'll with her till the end. We'll make the Mary Ellen Carter rise again. Spring now we've been with her on a barge lent by a friend. 3 nights a day in a hard-hat suit and twice I've had the bends. Thank God it's only 60 feet, the current there is slow. I never have the strength to go below. But we patched her ends, stopped her vents, dog hatch and portal down. Put cables to her fore and aft and girded her around. And tomorrow noon we'll hit the air and then take up the strain and make the Mary Ellen Carter rise again. Here it comes again. Rise again. Rise again. couldn't leave her there, you see, to crumble into scale. She saved our lives so many times, a-living through the gale, and the laughing drunken rats who left her to a sorry grave, they won't be laughing in another day. And you to whom adversity has dealt the final blow, with smiling bastards lying to you everywhere you go, turn to and put out all your strength of arm and heart and brain, like the Mary Ellen Carter, rise again. Rise again, rise again. May her name not be lost to the knowledge of men. No matter what you've lost, be it a home, a love, a friend, like the Mary Ellen Carter, rise again. Rise again, rise again. Although your heart be broken and life about to end, no matter what you've lost, be it a home, a love, a friend, like the Mary Ellen Carter, rise again.
We thought we'd each do one solo here, so I've selected one that I did last year here, and it meant a lot to me, and so I'm going to do it again, and this is for the Guheen family. The dedication is made to all the Guheens because I used to room with their daughter Mary, who was tragically killed in an automobile accident a number of years ago, much too young in age, out on the Moose Wilson Road near Teton Village Turnoff. And last year I dedicated this song to Mary McBride, Mary Guheen McBride, and her mother wasn't here, but surprisingly enough her brothers were. I wasn't expecting that in the audience. Tonight her mother's here, and so this is to the family with much love. And this is a song by John Denver, and it's a song about love and the different ways we can look at it, and one of them is letting go. That's what we have to do. But she's in our memories. Perhaps love is like a resting place, a shelter from the storm. It exists to give you comfort. It is there to keep you warm. And in those times of trouble, when you are most alone, the memory of love will bring you home. Perhaps love is like a window, perhaps an open door. It wants you to come closer. It wants to show you more. And even if you lose yourself and don't know what to do, the memory of love will bring you through. Oh, love to some is like a cloud, to some as strong as steel. For some a way of living, for some a way to feel. Some say love is holding on, and some say letting go. Some say love is everything, and some say they don't know. Perhaps love is like the ocean, full of conflict, full of change, or like a fire when it's cold outside, or thunder when it rains. If I could live forever and all my dreams come true, my memory of love will be of you. Yes, love to some is like a cloud, to some as strong as steel. For some a way of living, for some a way to feel. Some say love is holding on, and some say letting go. Some say love is everything, and some say they don't
like a fire when it's cold outside, or thunder when it rains. If I could live forever and all my dreams come true, my memory of love will be of you. My memory of love will be of you. And being 60s, 70s, late 60s, gives us a few years. Entertainers here, what can we do? We can't do this without Joe Baez. So, this is a song called Diamonds and Rust. And she wrote this song about Bartlett. Okay. Well, I'll be down. Here comes your ghost again.
sing. I heard some of you out there. How are we doing time-wise? We've done it for a half hour here? Yeah, we done it here. So you are in store for some more wonderful talent up here, and thank you for being such a wonderful audience. This has been a lot of fun.
And that was Laurie, Markle, and John Seidel. And again, Laurie will be coming out with a tape and CD this fall. Look forward to it. Finally, he's here, my cohort or co-hoot. And so just before we go on with the second round, I'm going to bring up Bill Briggs.
This is my... We're not on, are we? This is my third engagement tonight, today. Sorry, I missed the first half of the evening. I understand it was really good. I've always wanted to sing this song for a funeral. Never had the courage to do so. But we had a funeral today for Jay Hess, who was our original owner at the Stagecoach Bar when we started there. So he was the one that really allowed us to get up on stage and start making noise out there. But I thought I would try out this one song on you guys. Farewell, little fishes that float through the stream. Your life is all happiness, sunshine and gleam. No more shall I witness your scales or the waves. And I'll part with my friends by the side of the grave. Farewell, little fishes that flow through the stream. Your life is all happiness, sunshine and gleam. No more shall I witness your scales or the waves. And I'll part with my friends by the side of the grave.
Man, you resisted the temptation to sing at the funeral.
I don't know. But I was on top of Snow King for the second engagement. And this one is more like a mountaintop song. Thank you.
And that was Bill Briggs. Okay, we're going to have a quick, I hope quick, second round. All the entertainers are going to do one song. We're going to start right off with Matt Montaigne.
This one's a story song about an old pump. This is kind of a special request a couple weeks ago by Jack, and I didn't do it then. I was traveling west of Buckskin on my way to a cattle run across a little cactus desert under a hot and blistering sun. Thirsty down to my toenails, I stopped to rest me on a stump. And I tell you, I just couldn't believe it when I looked and saw that pump. Join me. You've got to prime the pump. You must have faith and believe, and you must give of yourself before you're worthy to receive. Drink all the water you can hold. Wash your face, cool your feet, but leave that bottle full for others. Thank you kindly, desert heat. Well, I took it to be a mirage at first. It'll fool a thirsty man. Then I saw a note that was stuffed way down deep inside a rusty old baking powder can. This pump is old, the note began, but she works, so give her a try. I put a new sucker washer in her, and you may find the leather dry. You've got to prime the pump. You must have faith and believe, and you must give of yourself before you're worthy to receive. Drink all the water you can hold. Wash your face, cool your feet, but leave that bottle full for others. Thank you kindly, desert heat. Yeah, you'll have to prime that pump. Work that handle like there's a fire. Under the rock, you'll find some water left there in a vinegar jar. Now there's just barely enough to prime it with, so don't you go drinking it first. Just pour it in and pump like mad, and buddy, you'll quench your thirst. You've got to prime the pump. You must have faith and believe, and you must give of yourself before you're worthy to receive. Drink all the water you can hold. Wash your face, cool your feet, but leave that bottle full for others. Thank you kindly, desert heat. Well, I found the jar, and I tell you, nothing was ever prettier to my eye. And I was tempted strongly to drink it, because that pump looked mighty dry. But the note went on. Have faith, my friend. There's water down below. You've got to give to really get, and I'm the one to know. You've got to prime the pump. You must have faith and believe, and you must give of yourself before you're worthy to receive. Drink all the water you can hold. Wash your face, cool your feet, but leave that bottle full for others. Kindly, desert heat. Well, I poured in the jar and I started pumping, and I heard that beautiful sound of water gurgling and splashing up out of that hole in the ground. Then I took off my shoes and I had my fill of that cool, refreshing treat. Then I thanked the Lord, and I thanked the pump, and I thanked old Desert Pete. You've got to prime the pump. You must have faith and believe. You must give of yourself before you're worthy to receive. Drink all the water you can hold. Wash your face, cool your feet, but leave that bottle full for others. Thank you kindly, Desert Heat. Thank you.
That's Matt Montaigne. And we have Tucker Smith.
That'll work for you? I'll point this more towards you.
You're the guy.
No. Okay. We're going to play a slow song now. This is relatively... This is a slow song for me.
I think they're twins. Tucker Smith and Tim McKenzie. Outstanding. Super. Okay, and we got our singing lift operator, Patrick Troiani.
How could you follow something like that? I don't know. That's bluegrass. I'm not gonna. This is far from bluegrass. This is a little rock and roll touch here. This is a song of mine that I wrote. This is called "You Took Care of That." Never thought that I could love again. Never thought that I could make amends. The way I felt, I thought would never end. You took care of that. I used to carry my head so low. I used to represent a tired old soul. But now there's gonna be a change, I know. 'Cause you took care of that. I thought my heart was made of stone. Whoa, oh, I fought it about the past behind me. You took care of that. Oh, every day. You took good care of that. I thought my heart was made of stone. Oh, I thought it looked so hard. Then you went and came along. Then you went and came along. Gotta tell you that it feels so fine. Sometimes it drives me right out of my mind. Never worry about the past behind me, 'cause you took care of that. Never worry about it. You took care of that. Thank you.
Patrick, Brownie. Hey, we've got the people from the Buffalo Valley, Buffalo Grass. Correction, they're gone. So we have Gary Smith.
Trying stuff on. I was going anyway. I thought I was doing 3 the first set, and I started out to do that, trying stuff on and got stopped. Jerry Reed wrote this, and it's to the tune of Digging Up Bones. Anyway, he said that he didn't think you women fully realized what effect you had on us men. I took your old photograph from our dresser drawer. I set it on the table and I talked to it to 4. Then I seen your nightie on the table by the phone. And I've been sitting at home trying stuff on. Well, I went through your jewelry. I found a clip-on hoop earrings, your lipstick and your makeup, your accessories and things. Then I plundered through your closet till I found an extra long. And I've been sitting at home trying stuff on. Trying stuff on, I'm trying stuff on. Your 6-inch heels and your Fabergé cologne. Well, it left me with a memory and a wardrobe that you own. But I've been sitting at home trying stuff on. Well, I put on your sequin ball gown and I checked the mirror there. I look like Cindy Crawford, but with too much body hair. Then I got thinking I'm just too cute to sit at home. Now I'm at happy hour with your stuff on. Well, this trucker made a pass at me. I had to hit him with your purse. The police stepped between us before things got much worse. Then this nice policeman said, "Can I take you home?" Well, I didn't know it was me with your stuff on. With your stuff on, with your stuff on. Your fishnet hose and your Fabergé cologne. that you owe. But I don't pay for drinks with your stuff on.
He must have had quite a married life. All right, that's Gary Smith. And I understand they did find the buffalo grass down in the wine cellar. I wonder what they were doing down there. So let's have the buffalo grass.
Jerome needs a hat.
Come on, Jerome.
Where's Jerome, for God's sake?
God, who only knows? All right, folks, we got to get musically serious here.
Wait, I gotta comb my mustache like Jerome.
Rachmaninoff Concerto, Piano Number 2.
What are we playing?
Banjo players, when they're sober, play fast songs. Sometimes they play slow songs. And this is one I learned from one of the best old guys I ever met in my life. His name was Stippy Wolf. He was a Wyoming Zorba. He was the most uninhibited guy.
He'll drink to anything.
Yeah, he'll drink to anything, he said. But Stevie Wolf was one of the most uninhibited, natural persons that I've ever known. And this is an old waltz that I learned to play with him about 10 o'clock in the morning when his fingers would unlimber after years and years of cutting wood and working in the wild. This is one called the Westphalia Waltz. A waltz. See him now. His coffee. He was born in Luxembourg.
precious qualities in that boy. That's Buffalo Grass, Jack Sully, and his wife Karen, along with John Cook, who is due back up here again. Mr. John Cook.
I was expecting Gary Smith, but he already played. Well,
Mary took to running with a traveling man. Left her mama crying with her head in her hands. Such a sad case, so broken hearted. She said, Mama, gotta go, gotta get out of here. Get out of town, tired of hanging around. Gotta roll between the ditches. It's just an ordinary story about the way things go. Round and round, nobody knows, but the highway goes on forever. That old highway goes on forever. Well, she never would have done it if she hadn't got drunk, hadn't started running with a traveling man, if she hadn't started taking those crazy chances. She said, daughter, let me tell you about the traveling kind. Everywhere they go, it's such a very short time. He'll be long gone before you know it. He'll be long gone before you know it. She said, never ever known it when it felt so good. Never ever knew it when I knew I could. Never ever done it when it looked so right. Leaving Louisiana in the broad daylight. This is down in the swamp where anything goes. It's alligator bait and the bars don't close. It's the real thing down in Louisiana. Did you ever see a Cajun when he really got mad? Really got trouble like a daughter gone bad? It gets real hot down in Louisiana. Well, a stranger better move it or he's gonna get killed. Gonna have to get it or a shotgun will. It ain't no time for lengthy speeches. It ain't no time for lengthy speeches. She said, never ever known it when it felt so good. Never ever knew it when I knew I could. Never ever done it when it looked so right. Leaving Louisiana in the broad daylight. Never ever known it when it felt so good. Never ever knew it when I knew I could. Never ever done it when it looked so right. Leaving Louisiana in the broad daylight. Leaving Louisiana in the broad daylight. Just an ordinary story about the way things go. Round and round, nobody knows, but the highway goes on forever. There ain't no way to stop the water.
John Cook. Then we have back Eric Moore.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to sing a song that's written by Sting. This is a song written by Sting. It's called Fragile.
flesh and steel are one, drying in the color of the evening sun. Tomorrow's rain will wash the stains away, but something in our minds will always stay. Perhaps this final act was meant to clinch a lifetime's argument that nothing comes from violence, and nothing ever could, for all those born beneath an angry star. Lest we forget how fragile we are, and on, the rain will fall like tears from a star, like tears from a star. And on, the rain will say how fragile we are, how fragile we are. And on, the rain will fall like tears from a star, like tears from a star. And on, the rain will say how fragile we are, how fragile we are, how fragile we are, how fragile we are.
Eric Moore. And we have back our philosopher, Jack Hyler.
Well, when we thought that the president might be here, Barbara Barker asked for this particular song. She wanted to be sure that he's heard something with a little real class. You know, sort of, well, maybe not quite heavy opera, but light opera. And here it is. For this, I need my wife, Margaret. As I went out one morning to take the pleasant air, lolly-too-dum, lolly-too-dum day. As I went out one morning to take the pleasant air, I overheard a mother scolding her daughter fair, lolly-too-dum, lolly-too-dum day.
Why don't you wash them dishes and hush that flattering tongue, lolly-too-dum, lolly-too-dum day. Why don't you wash them dishes and hush that flattering tongue, 'cause you know that you want to be married, but that you are too young, lolly-too-dum, lolly-too-dum day.
Oh, pity my condition, just like you would your own lolly-too-dum, lolly-too-dum day. Oh, pity my condition, just like you would your own for 14 long years. I've been living all alone, lolly-too-dum, lolly-too-dum day.
Suppose I were willing, where would you get your man, lolly-too-dum, lolly-too-dum day. Suppose I were willing, where would you get your man?
Lordy Massey Manny, I could marry that handsome Dan, lolly-too-dum, lolly-too-dum day.
But What if he should spite you like you done him before? Lolly-to-dum, lolly-to-dum-day. Supposing he should slight you like you done him before.
Lordy, Massey, Mammy, I could marry 40 more. Lolly. There's peddlers and there's tinkers and boys from the plow. Lolly-to-dum, lolly-to-dum day. There's peddlers and there's tinkers and boys from the plow. Lordy, Massey, Mammy, I'm getting that feeling now.
And now my daughter's married and well for to do. Lolly-to-dum, lolly-to-dum day. And now my daughter's married and well for to do. Gather round young fellers, I'm on the market too. Lolly-to-dum, lolly-to-dum day.
Jack and Margaret. All right. We don't want to have too much mirth all at once, but here we've got John and Pete Carney.
Hey, come on, that's a pretty feeble welcome, guys. Come on. Come on, just because the president didn't come. All right, after that last song, we have to play something serious. I mean, that was the silliest thing I've ever seen. See? We got this song all worked up, okay? Now this song, actually, yeah, thank you. Keep it down now.
It's semi-autobiographical in my case.
I think this song was written for Pete, but it was not written by Pete, but it was written for Pete. And Hank is going to help us do it here. All right, are you be ready? Are we in tune? You come home late and you come home early. Be all right. You come home big when you're feeling small. You come home straight and you come home curly. I like that. Sometimes you don't come home at all. It's all true. So what in the world has come over you? What in heaven's name have you done? You've broken the speed of the sound of loneliness. You're out there running just to be on the run. Well, I got a heart that burns like a fever. And I got a worried and a jealous mind. Well, how can you talk about love will last forever? Get that so far behind. I know, we figured these out while we're up here. It's really amazing. So what in the world has come over you? What in heaven's name have you done? You've broken the speed of the sound of loneliness. You're out there running just to be on the run. We ain't got one word
just to be on the run. So what in the world has come over you? What in heaven's name have you done? You've broken the speed of the sound of loneliness. You're out there running just to be on the run. You're out there running just to be on the run. You're out there running just to be on the run.
That's Pete.
Pete and John, Carney along with Hank Phibbs. Hank's going to be a regular out at the Stagecoach these days. Oh dear. Our next performer, this is late in the evening. Guaranteed to have a song that'll offend everybody. This is Dick Barker.
What did Bill say?
We're not right. We're not Cullen.
Spanish is the lovin' tongue, soft as music, light as spray. 'Twas a girl I learned it from, living down Sonora way. I don't look much like a lover, yet I say her love works over. Often when I'm all alone, mi amor, mi corazón. Nights when she knew when I'd ride, she would listen for my spurs, throw that big door open wide, raise them laughing eyes of hers. And my heart would nigh stop beating when I'd hear her tender greeting, whispered soft for me alone. Mi amor, mi corazón. Moonlight on the patio, old Senora nodding near, me and Juana talking low, so the madre couldn't hear. How those hours would go a-flying, then too soon I'd hear her sighing in her little Then one night I had to fly for a foolish gambling fight, and we said a swift goodbye on that black unlucky night, when I'd loosed her arms from clinging. With her words the hooves kept ringing as I galloped north alone. Mi amor, mi corazón. Never seen her since that night. I can't cross the line, you know. She was Mex and I was white, like as not it's better so. Still I often sort of miss her, since that last wild night I kissed her, left her heart and lost my own. Adios, mi corazón.
Dick Barker. I'm glad I gave the perfect introduction to that song. All right, and to finish off our evening, we have Dick Flaherty. Wrap it off. Well, I thought it appropriate for a wrap-up song this evening for a good night song, and it's one that was credited to the guy I referred to earlier on the first round, Huddy Ledbetter. He was supposed to have written Goodnight Irene, but in reading his biography, you'll find out that the song actually had been in existence, and it was merely that he made it popular. So let's all join in on Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dream. Sometimes I live in the country. Sometimes I live in town. If you know it, sing along. Sometimes I take a great notion to jump into the river and drown everybody. Here we go. Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dream. Stop your rambling. Stop your gambling. Stop staying out late at night. Go home to your wife and your family. Sit down by the fireside bright. Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night,
run dry. But if she ever said she didn't love me, I'd take morphine and die. Last time, Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dream.
That's Dick Flaherty, and we have one more performer here. We got Bob Dornan.
You know, it's, my wife says you gotta get up here and make it ask yourself once in a while there, you know. Maybe more than once in a while. But, you know, I'd like to say a few accolades, mainly to the audience here that hung out this evening, you know. Everybody is expecting the president here, but I think you guys are the winner because you showed up and he doesn't, you know. And I think that's just really great there. And Dick Barker over here went to a lot of extra effort to line some of these favorite musicians up, and I sort of jumped on his butt about that, you know, but that's another story, you know. But, you know, we had a great evening here, you know. But there's, you know, every once in a while I get up here and I like to give an accolade to somebody, you know. And tonight, I want Jack Hyler to stand up, you know. He gave us a real beautiful history lesson there, you know. You know, it was, you know, Margaret, you get up to it, you know. Maggie, Margaret, you know, it's, you know, I mean, these are, hey, all right. These are a couple of old timers around there. Been here, you know, I've been here a few years, but they've been here a hell of a lot longer than I have, you know. And they're great folks, you know. We love them here. And you know, Jack, I mean, it was beautiful, Jack, tonight. I learned a hell of a lot tonight just listening to that story you told there, you know. And I want to thank all you folks for turning out, and for Dick and all the musicians. You know, it's a great evening here. You know, it's a lot of fun, and we have a good time. And I want to thank you all, and wish you all a good vacation, or where in the hell ever you're coming from. You know, and come back and see us sometime later. Thank you all.
Which nobody can deny, for he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, which nobody can deny.
Hey, next week we've got a special feature of the Buffalo Grass group. Will be on as our featured performers. Good night. We'll see you next week.